Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Katy Shander Reynolds.
Joe White. From where are we?
Ashland Community Theater.
And what's
you
the show
can you
again?
can look behind us and you'll see we're in a theater. That's a big hint right there.
It is a theater.
Yes. Welcome to our episode of Behind the Curtain, in front of the curtain. Again, Plaza Suite.
We'll be on stage in 3 days from
Yes, well, you are. I'm not.
now, 'cause you didn't try out. That's
No,
my
but that's okay. That's all right.
It is.
I'm going to be behind stage,
behind.
backstage, doing backstage thingies.
So what are we going to do tonight?
Well, I'm going to be interviewing you.
Ooh.
Yes, I might interview some other people also.
Other people as well. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got cast and crew and stage. As you can see, what's going on back here. It takes a lot of people to get all this looking as snazzy as it's going to look on opening night, right?
Takes a village.
Yeah, takes
Yes,
a
the village of Ashland.
Yes.
All gets together to put together our shows. So we are going to be talking to some of the people involved in putting this production out there for you. We hope to see everybody at the show. Actually, by the time you see
By the
this,
time
we
this
hope
hits,
to
it'll
have
be
already
enjoyed.
seen
Yes.
you
Hope you've
at the
enjoyed it,
show.
'cause I enjoyed it.
So Connor, tell us about your role in the play.
It's a challenging role for me. This in particular, I really have no wait staff or food service experience, so playing the role of the waiter I found was really difficult. So I did a lot of film study, checked out a lot of waiters in action, ordered a lot of food, and I really think I can nail it now.
You're such a professional,
Well,
Connor.
you
This is
know.
why we like to have you part of our productions. So what about the actors that you're working with?
Oh, tremendous, tremendous. You know, we've got your son, who is just tremendous. Did I mention that? He's your son.
He is pretty tall.
Yep. And we've got Paul, and we've got Jody, and we've got Rama, and it's just terrific. Yeah,
It's a nice group. We've got a lot of new people here with us this time around.
Absolutely, right.
We have 3 new directors. Very exciting. Very exciting. And you're working with Chris. What do you think?
Yes, slave driver. Yeah, no, he's fantastic. And it's interesting, since this is really my only acting gig with you guys now, which is almost 2 years, something like that, or a year and a half, something
has
along
been
those
a while,
lines. What I found is that the difference between the different directors and, you know, the way they approach it and the way they order you around, the way they shoot little guns at you and stuff, no, that's foam
That's only the
guns,
one.
right.
Chris
That's
is
all
a
really good.
crack shot with that Nerf gun.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's nice being a rookie actor and seeing how different directors approach it.
All right. We'll have a wonderful rehearsal tonight. I know you'll have a great show, a great run in a couple of days. And thanks for being with quite as tall as Connor. But I'm still going to stand on your upside because I'm the hostess here. So, how are you?
Good.
You ready? Here we are in the middle of Tech Week.
We are.
How are you feeling about the production?
I feel like we're ready to go. I know that you already said that they won't be watching it before, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little confusing doing the show like before the show and then it won't air until after the show. So I always make those illogical time statements, but that's okay. They're used to
People
it.
should just know that they should be always looking out for these shows because you've got something else you're going to do in the fall.
Absolutely. We're always doing something.
Yeah,
There's
so
always something to
there's
be
always something in the
seen.
future.
Yeah. So welcome to ACT. This is
Thank
your
you.
first time with us.
It is.
Yes. And would you like to tell us a little bit about how your experience has been your first time here?
Sure. I think Connor alluded to it, but it's very interesting how the fact that this play, the way it was originally done, was there was 2 guys and 2 girls, and they played all of the parts. The way this is done is that we all get to be our own characters in then each of the different acts, which has this cohesive element, the set, the location, Plaza Suite. So it's very interesting being a play where you really don't know anybody until probably this week. By the time this airs, I will know the people in the other acts.
That is very true.
Because in our act, there's a total of 3 of us, so I know them, I know the director.
Very well.
But that's it, yes.
All right. So it's been really fun watching you rehearse. I look forward to seeing the whole shebang up on stage under the lights, and have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh, you're tall. You definitely have to stand downhill with me.
Here, now you're the same height.
Oh, thank you. So welcome. Thanks for agreeing to come on camera with me.
Well, Joe twisted my arm,
Joe? Twist someone's arm?
Joe? Yep.
So you play, you lucky woman, Joe's
Yes.
wife.
I play Joe's wife,
Yes.
the long-suffering
The long-
Norma Hubley.
The long suffering. Not only long suffering because of the type of husband that he gets to portray, but the daughter.
That Mimsy, I'll tell you, she's giving me gray hairs.
Luckily, you're going to marry her off in the show, so
right.
you'll be all done with that.
And
So
Gordon's a wonderful boy.
he is a very classy young man, that Borden, I will say. I know a little bit about him.
Yes, you do.
I do. So thank you so much for coming along and joining our ACT production.
It's been a lot of fun. I'm happy to be here.
And I know you've got a lot of experience in the theater, so we're really thrilled to have you here with us,
Thank
giving
you
us a
very
little bit of your expertise.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell us, how did the whole experience feel to you?
It was very different, like Colleen said. 3 separate acts. You didn't get to see everybody. But it was kind of nice that we didn't have to rehearse several times a week for, most of the rehearsal time. So that was kind of nice.
That was. It made it a little less stressful.
It did.
And so have you done any Neil Simon plays before?
Yes, I did. I did one with my real husband in Medway. And I can't remember the name of it.
But I'm sure it was funny.
It was a lot of funny. And there was water involved in that one, too.
Oh, really? So there's a theme with the Neil Simon.
There's a theme, New York and water. Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to see your scene. It's so funny, and you guys are just doing it so perfectly to the T, and it's really a blast to watch. So thanks again, and have a great run.
Thank you.
So Aiden, here you are in your very first on-stage Ashland Community Theater production.
Yep, that's me.
That would be you. So you've been clamoring, you've been dying, you've been desperate to be on the boards with Ashland Community Theater. And here you are, Neil Simon's Plaza Suite, and you are the one actor that gets to be in every single act. How'd you pull that off?
I'm super special.
Some might believe that's true. So what's your favorite part of your 3 roles? What's the favorite one?
My favorite act, I'd say, is Act 3, because just the whole plot line to that, and Joe's amazing character is really funny. However, I like the bellhop more, just because I have more to say as the bellhop. But yeah, can you just give me the wallet?
So subtle, you guys.
It would be cheaper than if she.
So you prefer the bellhop because you have a lot more lines?
I love the costume.
It is a pretty snazzy costume with the gold braid and the red. Yeah, I would agree with that. So which one is the biggest stretch for you as an actor?
Second act.
Yeah, all my lines in the second act are just really hard for me to remember, and it's a very, very difficult scene. Working as a waiter at an AMC, I have a really hard time getting into character for that act. So.
Did AMC give us money for you to say their name?
Yes.
They did?
Yeah. Well, they paid me.
I have it. I got it. Don't worry about it. It's all taken care of.
They paid me. So.
This is Joe staying out of my way.
Yeah. Great job, Joe. You did great.
Yeah.
Good job. Proud of you.
So what do you think? You've now been involved in The Interns, which was a show that was written by some local folks, and now you're doing a Neil Simon play with us. Do you have a preference?
Between TV and show?
No, between like known writer, recognizable material, or sort of the new original stuff.
I prefer the creative freedom in original stuff, because if I don't like something, I can go, I'm not doing that, and then we can change it. However, in scripted stuff, you kind of just have to follow the script. You're given a script and you can go do it. And when you don't know the writer, you can't be like, I have a suggestion to make.
You don't suggest things to Neil Simon, by the way. You just don't do that. It doesn't go over well.
Thank you.
And our lovely theater.
Absolutely.
So here you are in your second production here on the stage with us.
Yes.
Way back when in the fall,
Long
you had
ago.
your ACT debut
That's right.
in therapy sessions.
Yes.
And then you got to reprise that role in the miniseries,
Yes, I'm
which will
looking forward.
soon be appearing somewhere near you.
Can't wait for it.
I know, me too. Yes, which is near to everybody because everybody has a computer nowadays. And now you are going to be a part of this production, but in a slightly different way.
Yeah, it's a totally different avatar, right? I mean,
Tell us about it. What are you doing?
this time I didn't make it to an actress's character. It was a tough audition because there were very few characters. But what I'm excited about doing is something totally different that I've never done in the past, and that's learning the ropes of being a stage manager. So I've been in close contact with Rachel, who did the therapy sessions stage management as well, and I'm really excited because from the outside it seems like it's an easy job, but really the amount of work and thinking that goes into setting up a stage and striking it, it's unbelievable. So I'm really impressed with how much Rachel has put in already, and I'm looking forward to just giving her a helping hand.
And I know you'll be a huge help backstage, and I'll be back there too.
Yes.
I'll be bumbling around getting in people's way, but I'm sure you'll cover for me, right?
Yeah, 3 of us will create magic together.
There you go. All right, well, I will see you backstage. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie.
Hello, my friend. We miss you. Thank you
Welcome
so
back
much for being here for Behind the Curtain.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I was in the neighborhood, wanted to buy my tickets for Thursday night.
Uh-huh.
Told all my friends to come.
Awesome.
It's going to be a fabulous show.
Of course it is.
Except I'm not
Even
in
though
it.
you're not in it. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Next time.
I'm not in it either.
I know. Well, you don't you have a mini part?
No, it didn't work out. It did. When you watch Behind the
ticked off
Curtain,
the
you'll
producer.
find out.
Okay.
You'll find out
I'm
why.
gonna watch Behind the
When
Curtain.
you watch it, you'll
ticked off
find
the
out
producer.
the
Oh,
truth.
no.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
this one.
he's always mad at me. It's just
Whatever.
the way things go. Whatever.
Right.
Whatever. So you had a trip to Italy.
Oh, my gosh. Italy was magnifico. A
Awesome.
lot of wine, a lot of pasta, a lot of handsome men. Oh, baby.
Oh,
My husband was there, too.
oh,
He was my handsomest.
He's not part of the handsome man. Oh,
Good recovery there, Maddie. My goodness.
Yeah, it was all great.
so Sunday night after the show, actually Saturday night after the show at around 11 o'clock, I'll be sending an email about the fall show, so get ready.
All right, I'll be
Not that
waiting.
not that I
At my-
plan anything. We haven't
at
planned
my
anything.
computer.
What have you decided that we're doing in the fall, by the way?
We're not allowed to tell yet.
Okay, good.
We had this discussion.
Because you
You're
just
going
decide
off the script.
everything.
You're just like whoosh,
I'm off.
losing control.
I'm out of control.
Joe, you can secretly
I'm out of
give it to me, and I'll never tell
I
anybody.
will. That's how I always operate.
Anyway, so it's good to see you all.
Yes, and we look forward to having you back in the process with us for
I
the
would
fall
love to.
show.
I'm keeping my calendar clear.
Awesome.
keep it clear.
Awesome.
All right.
We will fill it up for you.
Okay. Good,
All
good,
right.
good. See y'all.
Bye. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm very welcomed.
This is so wild. So Rama has interviewed me on her cable access show in Wellesley,
This is true.
and you've interviewed Joe twice now,
I have.
right? And now we get to interview you on our show
So
in
excited.
Ashland.
I'm so excited.
It's so
Thank you.
exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I-
so
do I
would you
take
like to
that or-
hold the
oh,
microphone?
no, I can't. All right.
We've just been, we only have the one today.
I
so
understand.
you're welcome to hold the microphone.
Thank you.
So Rama, tell us a little bit about your involvement with Ashland Community Theater.
So I'm a newbie. This is
Relatively. Not a brand newbie.
this is my stage debut.
That's true. But prior to your stage debut, you were involved in a film project with Joe and myself.
That's very true. I got to play a very interesting role.
Yes. Yes, you did, in therapy sessions, in the therapy apocalypse.
And-
you will probably recognize Rama Ramaswamy, otherwise known as S-Lady.
That's true. And now I only speak in S's all the time. You've permanently changed my outlook.
See, it's nice to have that effect on people.
I know.
You'll never forget
It's
us.
lasting.
Yeah.
So I
Neil
will.
Simon wouldn't appreciate that, though. I hope you're not going to do that in your current role.
No, I have memorized all 16 of my lines
Awesome.
exactly,
Awesome.
including the punctuation.
Oh, very important.
that's right.
Punctuation is a very
That's
important
true.
part of the writing. so yeah.
I've been inspired by your crew. This is community theater, but there's a level of professionalism and meticulousness that I was both shocked and gratified to
Well,
see.
Thank you. We try.
I had to really up my game to be here. So
I
it's
don't think so.
it's amazing to work with you, the producers, you and Joe, and the rest of the cast and crew, because, like I said, to see the process and be involved in it from the start is really amazing. I've learned so many new things that I never knew about theater. So
I'm
it's
so glad.
it's awesome. It's awesome to see the people start from not knowing their lines to knowing every one of their lines. Hello, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
That's
it's
Joe staying out of my way.
it's truly an inspiring experience.
Well, it's been really fun having you a part of it, and we hope that you will continue to come out and join us all the way from Wellesley. I know it's not easy for you to
10 miles.
get out here.
10
Well,
miles.
10 miles.
It's good.
seems like a short distance.
That's true.
But given the traffic
Traffic,
patterns
yeah.
and things and the
Yeah.
small children
I,
at home,
I do what I can for you guys.
Well, we look forward
And,
to having a long partnership
yeah.
with you, and
I'm glad you feel that way, and I should quit while I'm ahead. So I'll give this back.
we'll have a great run. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
So, how is it directing such a wonderful person as me?
Well, you've been one of the 5 largest challenges in the cast.
One of the 5. I'm going to take it as a compliment.
You should. It's completely meant that way.
So I love your directing style with the the Nerf gun, and it's just really it promotes creativity.
Well, I'd like to point out that I did not bring the Nerf gun, that was presented to me by the cast. So if someone gives me a gun and asks me to use it, I feel an obligation.
So in all seriousness, when walking into this, what was like your first thought? Like when you constructed this act in your head, what was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, I think the first thing was probably that this act, there's some potential for it to be a major downer. There's a couple who doesn't get along terribly well, but there is a lot of humor in it, and we needed to bring the humor out, otherwise everybody would leave after the first act.
Fair enough. And what has been the hardest part about directing this act for you? What's been the biggest struggle?
I wouldn't say that there's been any struggle. I think the point is just getting the differing parts of the act, the dramatic parts and the comedic parts both to play, and not go too far in either direction. So we aren't completely depressing, but we keep it fairly realistic.
So it's a balancing act.
It is, and it's much more so in this act than any of the others. The others are both more or less straight comedies. Ours, we get to provide the pathos for the evening.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. It's been awesome acting for you. It's been a lot of fun. Do you have anything last you want to say? Or?
Come see the show. See you on Thursday.
There you go. That's Chris. Oh, he doesn't get to leave yet. He's a captive.
Thank you very much, Aiden. I would like to talk to our next guest. This is Chris.
Rachel.
So, Chris,
Yes,
welcome to
Katie.
ACT.
Thank you so
and,
much.
And how are you enjoying the production so far?
Joe's listening to this, right?
He's walking away. He's walking away. Okay, you can tell the
He's
truth
right
now.
there. No, it's been great. The people are great. The atmosphere is great. It's a little hot in here right now.
It is quite stifling in here. It only gets worse once they turn on all the lights on stage, but we won't talk about that.
I really can't say anything then if we're not going to talk about it.
Because not only did you direct Act 1, but you are also one of the starring roles in Act 2.
I noticed you used the past tense for direct there. Do you know something I don't know?
Yes, by the time this airs, the show will be over.
Oh, well, how did it go?
It went phenomenally. It was an absolute smash hit.
That is excellent to know. It takes all the pressure off right there. Thank you, Katie.
Both as an actor and a director, you were met with great acclaim.
Great acclaim. Well, there's a first time for everything, I guess. So well, I'm very relieved to hear it.
So for your experience with this particular show, did you prefer directing Act 1 or acting in Act 2?
You don't really expect me to answer that, do you?
I do, actually.
They were equally wonderful.
Such a politician.
In different ways. In different ways. I mean, it's a very different role.
Yeah.
And there are things when you're directing that you think about. Well, I would like this line to be delivered exactly in this way, or I wish I could do that. And if you're a director, the frustration is you can't actually do it. And when you're an actor, you think, well, I could do that line better than Katie's doing, and I could tell her how to say it.
Well, anybody could.
And this way, you get the chance to direct for a while, and then you get to go do it yourself. So, you get both sides of the coin that way.
That's very true. It's a lot of work, though.
It is a lot of work, and it's been particularly true this week when, while we were rehearsing, I would do one or the other on given nights. But, there's a quick hat switch now that we're doing them back to back.
They had to be consecutive acts, really?
I know. And I have a big head, so it's hard to find a hat that fits.
So this was your very first foray with us at Ashland Community Theater, and we're so thrilled.
The past
that you
tense
came
keeps
out.
throwing me off here.
Yeah, sorry. I tend to do it actually the other way around. I'm trying very hard tonight not to talk about the show as if it's going to happen, even though for us it is going to happen, but for them it already happened. See what I'm saying?
That's
Now
very,
I'm all confused.
very confusing.
It is. It is. So this is, will that be better? This is your first experience with Ashland Community Theater, and we couldn't be more delighted to have you along with us, and we hope that this won't be your last experience with us.
I'm looking forward to it once that air conditioning system comes in.
Well, we're trying to work on that. But Joe wrote this one scene with fans, but he was the only one who got fanned.
Fans in the seats, you mean?
Fans. No. Ladies holding fans and grapes and things, and but he was the only one who got to take advantage of that. So yes, it is. It's really the one drawback. Really the one drawback.
And a small one at that.
A very small one, thinking of all the fun that we're having. Right?
Absolutely, a small price in sweat to pay.
Indeed, indeed. So, thank you so much for being here and working so hard for this production. That it is definitely going to be a huge hit. In no small part.
Now you're in the
due to
future
your
tense.
efforts. Listen, we time travel around here. It's a thing. Ask Aiden.
Very impressive.
So, enjoy the rest of your sauna-like rehearsals and go get them.
All right, I'll give it my best shot.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, Joe, I do have a couple of questions for you, actually.
Okay. All right. I'll be serious.
So here we are, approaching our very first known playwright written production thing. And how are you
Is the question
feeling?
going to be longer than the answer?
It depends on how long your answer is.
Okay. How am I feeling? I feel a little nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because there's an expectation the audience is going to have about what the show is going to be. So people may know exactly what's supposed to happen, and if we don't pull it off exactly the way it's intended, it could be viewed as not as successful. Where in the other material we've had, there was no expectation about what it was going to happen. So if we did mess up a little bit, and there are times when we have.
No, never.
No, if we did, it would have gone unnoticed.
Nobody would have known. It is true.
So it's a little bit different that way.
It is true. And as an actor,
Yep.
performing in this play, I mean, you really have a very significant number of lines in this show. I'm impressed with how well you've done in getting this part down and learning all of those lines. How daunting was that?
When I first started reading the lines, I'm like, I'm never going to learn these. And it was 20 plus pages of dialogue, and there's only 2 people in the scene. So the one thing it does help, there's only 2 people in the scene, so that when the other person stops talking, it's usually my cue that I got to say something. So that helps. But I give my dog, Robbie, all the credit in the world, because I get up in the morning at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I walk him. And I am literally walking, doing my lines, and my neighbors think I'm absolutely insane because I'm saying my lines as I'm walking the dog, doing the physical movements and everything. But it comes over time, and it's amazing how it actually, if you run it every day, 2-3 times in your head, or it really just sits with you. But we'll see what happens on stage. It goes like, I come out there and I go, what am I supposed to say?
Well, you never do know with live theater
Never know
what might not happen.
Can't go
So.
back and say take 2.
No, but it's so impressive seeing this amazing set come together.
Look at that.
Unbelievable, all the details. Trying to turn our stage into 1968
1968.
Plaza Hotel in New York. It's
We were
really
soliciting
been
music for 68 songs.
yeah.
So,
For those people who were around in 1968, I don't
I don't
know.
know. What was it like?
Who that could
I
have been.
no idea.
But yeah, it's really neat to see it all coming together. And kudos to you for all of your hard work, as
Thank
usual,
you. Thank
producing and wrangling people and things and stuff. And
They're great people to work with. It's been fun. It's been enjoyable. Knock wood here. Stress-free so far, all the way leading up to, we got 3 more days to showtime.
We
Keep
do.
that going and enjoying the moment, enjoying the process, enjoying the people that you don't get to see that often, and now you get to see
we
them
have some
back
great new people here this time that
I
we've
know.
never worked with before, and
Growing.
they've just been fantastic. Yeah.
It's growing. I love it.
All right.
Thank
well,
you.
so
All right.
thank you for joining us for Behind the Curtain, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you so much.
bills. I just did this month's bill cycle, and I have to say the balances are getting really low, and the income is almost non-existent.
Non-existent, but we have the practice. And my teaching income and Dad's book royalties.
Mom, have you actually checked how many patients you've booked this month?
Pillows are a wonderful comfort. Did you know that on May 29th, it's officially Put a Pillow on Your Refrigerator Day?
If he keeps this up, I'm gonna put him in that fridge and lock the door.
Hey, Michael, how was your session today?
Well, let's just say it was interesting.
Really?
You know, I may have to rethink the exact combination of my entire group.
Well, at least you didn't try to mix, for example, an anger management case with some communication issues or anything.
I mean, come on, Sean. I mean, seriously, how incompetent do you think I am? I mean, I would never do such a thing.
Policy Beast is it's a TV show, it's a podcast, it's apparently a Twitter account, and a whole bunch of other things that focuses in on public policy, and specifically how large public policy ideas impact us all in our day-to-day lives. Policy Beast is also about public service. It's about being involved in your community. It's about finding out what's going on in your community. Policy Beast is a tremendous way for you to connect with your community, and not just with your immediate community, but with your friends, your neighbors, your town, your city, your state, your country. That's what we strive to be. So many ways to get in touch, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to hear about any kind of show ideas or any kind of topics that you'd like us to dive deep into.